Chosen ones, God's final call is sounding for you right now, a warning so urgent that the heavens themselves are stirring to make sure you hear it. This isn't a gentle nudge or a whisper in the wind, it's a divine alarm, a blazing signal that your life is about to shift in ways you can't yet fathom. God has placed this message in your path because you are marked for a purpose that cannot be ignored. Stop and listen, because what's coming is a transformation that will rewrite your story, align your soul with eternity, and set you on a path of unshakable glory. You've felt it, haven't you? That pull in your spirit, that restless spark that tells you there's more to your life than what you see. It's not random. It's God calling you to step into your divine destiny. You're not here by chance, and this moment isn't a coincidence. The Creator of the universe has orchestrated this exact second to awaken you to the truth. You are chosen, set apart, and destined for greatness that echoes beyond this world. But this call comes with a warning. Don't turn away. Don't let doubt or distraction pull you from what's about to unfold. Right now, I need you to pause and show you're ready. Drop a 777 inches the comments below to declare that you're open to God's final call. That number carries the energy of divine completion, a sign to the heavens that you're stepping into this moment with faith. And if this message is speaking to your soul, hit that like button and subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones who are walking this path of divine awakening. Your action right now amplifies this truth and aligns you with the blessings waiting to pour out. God's final call isn't just a suggestion, it's a command to rise. You've been through trials, haven't you? Moments where the weight of the world pressed down, where darkness tried to claim you. But look at you, you're still standing. That's not luck. That's divine protection. God has been shielding you, preparing you, forging you in the fire of life's challenges. Every scar, every tear, every moment you thought you couldn't go on was part of His plan to shape you into a vessel of His glory. You didn't break because you were never meant to. Think about Joseph, sold into slavery, thrown into a pit, betrayed by those closest to him. The world saw a nobody, but God saw a leader. Through every trial, God was crafting Joseph's character, positioning him for a purpose that would save nations. You're no different. The struggles you've faced weren't meant to destroy you, they were meant to elevate you. God's final call is saying it's time to step out of the pit and into the palace He's prepared for you. Your past doesn't define you, it refines you. Now, let's be real. The world will try to drown out this call. It'll throw distractions at you, bills piling up, relationships straining, doubts creeping in. But God's voice is louder. His call cuts through the noise like a trumpet. You might feel unworthy, like you've messed up too many times. But hear this. God doesn't choose the perfect. He chooses the willing. Your flaws don't disqualify you. They qualify you for His grace. Drop another 777 inches the comments to claim that truth, God's call is for you, right now, exactly as you are. This final call is about surrender, but not the kind that makes you small. It's about giving up the weight of trying to control everything, of carrying burdens that were never yours to bear. When you surrender to God's plan, you're not losing, you're gaining. You're gaining peace that flows like a river, strength that doesn't waver, and a purpose that lights up your soul. Imagine waking up every day knowing you're exactly where you're meant to be, walking in a plan that was written before time began. Picture a seed buried in the dark, pressed down by the weight of the earth. It doesn't fight the soil, it trusts the process. And when the time is right, it breaks through, reaching for the Sunday. That's you right now. You've been buried in challenges, but God's final call is the sunlight pulling you upward. You're not stuck, you're sprouting. Your breakthrough is coming, and it's going to be so radiant that those who doubted you will stand in awe. Drop a 777 inches the comments to affirm you're ready for that breakthrough. This isn't just about you. God's final call is a ripple that will touch everyone around you. When you step into your purpose, you become a beacon. Your family, your friends, even strangers, they'll see the light of God's work in you. Think of Esther, a woman who answered God's call and saved her people. She wasn't born a queen, but she became one when she said yes to his plan. Your yes right now could shift generations, heal broken hearts, and bring hope to those who've lost their way. The enemy doesn't want you to hear this. Darkness will try to pull you back, whispering that you're not enough, that this call isn't for you. But the enemy is a liar. God's word says you are fearfully and wonderfully made, chosen before the foundation of the world. The devil's schemes can't touch a soul aligned with God's purpose. When you stand firm in this call, no weapon formed against you will prosper. You're not just surviving, you're thriving in divine authority. Let's talk about what's waiting on the other side of this call. It's not just blessings, it's abundance that overflows, financial freedom that lets you breathe easy, health that restores your body, relationships that reflect God's love. This isn't a fairy tale, it's a promise. God's word in Jeremiah 29:11 says, "He has plans to prosper you, to give you hope and a future." That future starts the moment you say yes to his final call. Don't wait, drop a 777 inches the comments to seal that commitment. Your life is a canvas, and God is the artist. Every stroke of pain, every splash of joy, every moment of waiting, it's all part of his masterpiece. You might not see the full picture yet, but trust this, it's breathtaking. God's final call is an invitation to step into the frame, to become the work of art he always intended. You're not a rough draft, you're a divine creation, and the world is about to see his glory reflected in you. Some of you are standing at a crossroads right now. One path leads to the same old cycles: fear, doubt, playing small. The other path is God's call, leading to a life of purpose, power, and peace. Choosing the second path takes courage, but you've got that in you. You've faced giants before and come out stronger. This is your moment to choose boldly, to walk where God is leading without looking back. If you're ready, hit that like button and subscribe to stand with thousands of chosen ones claiming this truth. Let's talk about timing. God's final call doesn't come when you feel ready. It comes when he knows you're ready. Moses didn't feel ready when God called him from the burning bush, but he went. David didn't feel ready when he faced Goliath, but he swung. You might feel unprepared, but God's timing is perfect. He's been preparing you in ways you can't see, aligning every detail for this moment. Trust his timing, because it's leading you to a destiny that will leave you speechless. This call is urgent, because the world needs you now. Look around, people are hurting, lost, searching for hope. You're not just chosen for yourself, you're chosen to carry light into the darkness. Your story, your strength, your faith, it's a testimony that can shift hearts. When you answer God's call, you're not just changing your life, you're changing the world. That's the power of a chosen one, and it's why you can't scroll past this warning. Imagine a river, steady and strong, carving its way through stone. That's the flow of God's purpose in your life. Nothing can stop it. Not doubt, not fear, not the mistakes of your past. When you align with his call, you become unstoppable. The obstacles that once seemed like mountains will crumble. The doors that seemed locked will swing wide open. This is what it means to walk in divine flow, to move with the current of God's plan. Some of you have been running from this call, afraid of what it demands. But hear this: God's call isn't a burden, it's a gift. It's not about losing who you are, it's about becoming who you were always meant to be. Stop running, stop hiding. The Creator of the universe is calling your name, and He doesn't make mistakes. Step into this moment with boldness, knowing that He's got you every step of the way. Let's talk about the fire in your spirit. You've felt it, those moments when something inside you burns brighter, urging you to dream bigger, to stand taller. That's God's call igniting within you. It's not just a feeling, it's a divine spark that can set your life ablaze with purpose. Fan that flame. Don't let it flicker out under the weight of the world's distractions. You were born for this fire, and it's time to let it shine. The enemy will try to make you feel small, but you're not small. You're a force, a child of the Most High, carrying His authority. When you speak, heavens listen. When you move, mountains shift. God's final call is awakening that power within you, reminding you that you were never meant to shrink, you were meant to soar. Drop one last 777 inches the comments to declare that you're claiming that power right now. This call is about legacy. What you do now will echo through generations. Your obedience to God's voice today could plant seeds that grow into miracles for your children, your community, your world. Think of Abraham, who answered God's call and became the father of nations. Your yes to God's final call could be the start of something just as massive. Don't underestimate the impact of this moment. God's final call is a line in the sand. It's a moment where you decide who you're going to be, the one who settles for less or the one who rises to greatness. The world will pull you toward comfort, toward safety, toward the ordinary. But you're not ordinary. You're chosen, marked by God for a purpose that shakes the heavens. Step over that line. Choose the extraordinary life He's calling you to. Right now, your heart might be racing. That's God stirring you, reminding you that this is your moment. You've been waiting for a sign, and this is it. His final call is a summons to leave behind the old and embrace the new. A new identity, a new purpose, a new life. Don't let fear hold you back. The God who created the stars is guiding you, and His plans for you are bigger than your wildest dreams. Some of you are carrying burdens that don't belong to you. Guilt from the past, shame from mistakes, fear of what's ahead. God's final call is an invitation to lay it all down. He's not asking you to fix yourself first. He's asking you to come as you are. His grace is enough. His power is enough. Let go of what's holding you back and step into the freedom He's offering. Picture a door, glowing with divine light, standing open before you. That's God's call. On the other side is everything He's promised: peace, prosperity, purpose. You don't have to force it open. It's already yours. All you have to do is walk through. This is the moment to take that step, to trust that what's waiting is worth every ounce of faith you can muster. The world might tell you to slow down, to play it safe, but God's final call is a charge to run toward your destiny. You're not here to blend in, you're here to stand out. Your light is meant to shine so brightly that it draws others to Him. When you answer this call, you become a living testimony, a walking miracle, a proof of God's power. Hit that like button and subscribe to stand with thousands of chosen ones who are shining that light. This call isn't about striving, it's about receiving. God's not asking you to earn His blessings, He's already prepared them. Your job is to open your hands, to believe you're worthy, to trust that He's faithful. When you do, you'll see provision flow in ways that defy logic. Jobs will appear, relationships will heal, doors will open. This is the overflow of a life surrendered to his call. Think about Noah, building an ark when no one else saw the rain. People mocked him, called him crazy, but he obeyed God's call. And when the floods came, he was ready. You're building your ark right now, step by step, faith by faith. The world might not understand, but God does. Keep building. God's final call is a wake-up to your true identity. You're not just a person with a job, a family, a past. You're a chosen one, a carrier of his glory. Every time you choose faith over fear, you're stepping deeper into that identity. Every time you say yes to his call, you're shedding the old and embracing the new. This is who you were born to be. Some of you are feeling a shift right now. That's the Holy Spirit moving, confirming that this message is for you. Don't ignore it. This is God's final call, his urgent warning to stop drifting and start walking in purpose. You're not here to wander, you're here to conquer, to create, to carry his light into places only you can reach. Trust that feeling. It's divine. The beauty of this call is that it's personal. God isn't calling a crowd, he's calling you. Your name is written in his book, your purpose etched in his heart. He sees every tear you've cried, every dream you've held, every battle you've fought. This final call is his promise that none of it was in vain. Your story is about to take a turn toward glory. Let's talk about what happens when you answer this call. The moment you say yes, heaven moves, angels are dispatched, resources align, opportunities appear. It's not magic, it's God's order. He's been setting things in motion, waiting for your yes to unlock the floodgates. Say yes today, and watch how fast his promises manifest. You might be wondering, what if I'm not ready? But here's the truth. Readiness isn't about having it all together. It's about trusting the one who does. God's final call isn't waiting for you to be perfect. It's inviting you to be present. Show up. Take the step. He'll handle the rest. Your faith is the key that unlocks his power. This call is about transformation, but not the kind you force. It's the kind that flows when you align with God's heart. Picture a caterpillar in its cocoon. Change happens naturally, perfectly, in God's timing. You're in that cocoon now, and his call is the signal that your wings are forming. Soon, you'll soar in ways you never imagined. The world is loud, but God's voice is clearer. His final call cuts through the chaos, speaking directly to your soul. You've heard it before in quiet moments, in dreams, in that unshakable sense that you're meant for more. This is your confirmation. Don't scroll past this warning. Stop, listen, and answer. Your destiny is waiting. Some of you have been waiting for a breakthrough, praying for a sign. This is it. God's final call is your green light to move forward. The delays, the setbacks, the closed doors, they were all part of his preparation. Now, the path is clear. Step into it with boldness, knowing that he's walking with you, guiding every step. This call is a promise of restoration. What the enemy stole, your peace, your confidence, your dreams, God is giving back, multiplied. Joel 2:25 says, "He will restore the years the locusts have eaten." That's not just a verse, it's a guarantee. Answer his call and watch him rebuild what was broken into something stronger, brighter, more beautiful. You're not alone in this. Thousands of chosen ones are hearing this same call, stepping into their purpose, shining their light. You're part of a movement, a divine uprising of souls who refuse to settle for less than God's best. Join them. Hit that like button and subscribe to stand shoulder to shoulder with those who are answering his final call. God's final call is a summons to courage. It's not about being fearless. It's about moving forward despite the fear. David faced Goliath with a sling and a stone, but his real weapon was faith. Your faith is your sling, and God's call is your stone. Swing it. The giants in your life, doubt, debt, despair, don't stand a chance. This is a season of divine alignment. Everything in your life is being reordered to fit God's plan. The people who don't belong will fade away. The opportunities that align with His purpose will appear. Trust the process. His call is the compass that points you toward a life of purpose, prosperity, and peace. Some of you are carrying dreams so big they scare you. That's God's call speaking. Those dreams aren't too big, they're His vision for you. When you answer His call, those dreams become reality. Don't shrink them to fit your comfort zone. Expand your faith to match His plan. He's calling you to dream bigger, to live bolder. This final call is about stepping into your authority. You're not a bystander in your own story. You're the lead, anointed by God to walk in power. The moment you embrace this call, you'll feel that authority rise within you. You'll speak with confidence, act with purpose, and live with unshakable faith. Let's talk about the cost of ignoring this call. If you turn away, you're not just delaying, you're risking missing the fullness of what God has for you. The world will keep pulling you toward mediocrity, but God is calling you to greatness. Don't settle. Don't scroll past. This is your moment to choose His path over the world's. God's final call is a love letter from heaven, written just for you. It's His promise that you're seen, known, and chosen. He's not asking you to be someone else. He's asking you to be the fullest version of you. Answer that call, and you'll discover a life so vibrant, so purposeful, that you'll wonder why you ever hesitated. The beauty of this call is its simplicity. You don't need to climb mountains or prove your worth. God's already done the heavy lifting. Your job is to trust, to listen, to move when He says move. His final call is an invitation to rest in His plan, to let His power carry you to places you could never reach alone. Picture a flame in the darkness, steady and bright, untouched by the wind. That's you when you answer God's call. The world's storms can't extinguish you. The enemy's lies can't dim you. You are a light, chosen to shine in a way that changes everything. Embrace that truth and watch how your life becomes a beacon of hope. This call is your turning point. Every step you've taken, every battle you've fought, has led to this moment. God's final warning is clear. Don't miss this. Your destiny is too important, your purpose too great. Say yes to His call and step into a life where miracles are your new normal. Some of you are feeling the weight of this moment. That's God's presence, pressing in, urging you to act. Don't push it away. Let it sink in. This is your confirmation that you're on the verge of something massive. His call is the key to unlocking doors you didn't even know existed. Step through them. God's final call is a promise of victory. You're not fighting for a win you've already won. The cross secured it. Your job is to walk in that victory, to live like the chosen one you are. Every challenge you face is just a setup for God to show His power through you. Trust Him and watch the impossible become reality. This is a season of divine acceleration. What used to take years will happen in months. What seemed out of reach is now in your hands. God's call is speeding up His promises, aligning everything for your breakthrough. Get ready. The life you've been praying for is closer than you think. You might feel like you've been waiting forever, but God's timing is perfect. Every delay was preparation, every setback a setup for something greater. His final call is the signal that your season of waiting is over. Step into it with faith, and watch how fast his blessings overtake you. The world will try to make you doubt, but God's voice is stronger. His final call is your anchor, your assurance that you're not alone. He's with you, guiding you, fighting for you. Answer his call, and you'll see his hand move in ways that leave you in awe. This call is about becoming, not just becoming wealthy or successful, but becoming the person God created you to be. Every step you take in faith shapes you, refines you, reveals you. His final call is an invitation to step into your truest self, a self that reflects his glory in every way. Some of you are hearing this and feeling a fire ignite. That's God's call burning within you, urging you to move. Don't quench it. Let it grow. Let it push you to act, to pray, to trust. This is your moment to rise, to answer his final call with a yes that changes everything. God's final call is a promise that you're never alone. Even in your darkest moments, he's there, whispering your name, guiding your steps. Answer his call, and you'll feel his presence like never before, a presence that brings peace, power, and purpose beyond anything you've known. This is your time, chosen one. The heavens are watching, waiting for your response. God's final call is sounding, and it's for you. Don't scroll past this warning. Stop, listen, and act. Your destiny is calling, and it's time to answer. God's final call is ringing in your spirit, chosen one, a divine summons that demands your attention. It's not just a moment, it's a movement, a shift in the heavens that's pulling you toward a purpose so vast it could only come from the Creator himself. You've been chosen not to wander, but to lead, not to follow, but to forge a path that others will one day walk. This call is your invitation to step into a legacy that will outlast you, a story written in eternity. You've carried dreams that feel too big for this world, haven't you? Visions that keep you awake at night, ideas that burn in your chest. That's God's final call, stirring, planting seeds of greatness that are ready to bloom. Those dreams aren't fantasies, they're blueprints of your destiny. When you answer this call, you're not chasing whims, you're building the life he designed for you, brick by brick, faith by faith. Think of Elijah, standing alone on Mount Carmel, facing down hundreds of false prophets. The odds were against him, but God's call was his strength. He didn't need an army, just obedience. When you say yes to God's final call, you don't need the world's approval or resources. His voice is your weapon, his promise your shield. Step into that kind of boldness and watch how he turns the impossible into your reality. This call is a key, unlocking doors that have been sealed until now. You might see barriers in front of you, debt, rejection, uncertainty, but God sees pathways. His final call is the signal that those barriers are about to crumble. What looks like a wall is just a door he's preparing to open. Trust that. Walk forward. Your faith is the hand that turns the key, and what's on the other side will leave you breathless. Some of you are tired, worn down by years of fighting battles no one else sees. But hear this. God's final call is your renewal. It's not just a promise of rest. It's a promise of revival. Your spirit, your body, your mind, they're being restored as you align with his purpose. Like Ezekiel in the valley of dry bones, God is breathing life into what felt dead. You're not finished. You're just beginning. The world loves to label you your past, your mistakes, your circumstances. But God's final call rips those labels off. You're not defined by what you've done or what's been done to you. You're defined by his voice, calling you chosen, calling you his. When you embrace this call, You step out of the world's box and into his limitless plan, where no label can hold you back. Picture a lighthouse standing firm against crashing waves. That's you, chosen one. When you answer God's call, the storms of life will come, doubt, fear, opposition, but you were built to stand. Your light doesn't flicker, it guides. Your presence doesn't waver, it anchors. This call is your foundation, making you unshakable in a world that's always shifting. God's final call is a promise of provision, but it's more than money or things. It's the provision of clarity, of knowing exactly who you are and why you're here. It's the provision of strength, carrying you through moments when you feel weak. It's the provision of people, bringing the right connections at the right time. When you answer this call, everything you need starts falling into place. You've had moments where you felt out of place, like you didn't belong. That's because you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out. God's final call is your permission to stop trying to blend and start shining as the unique force He created. Your difference isn't a flaw, it's your strength. Embrace it, and watch how it draws the right people and opportunities to you. This call is a fire, burning away what doesn't belong. Old habits, toxic relationships, limiting beliefs they can't survive in the heat of God's purpose. When you answer His call, you're not just adding to your life. You're letting go of what's been holding you back. It's a holy refining, shaping you into the person who can carry His glory. Some of you are sensing a change in the air, a shift you can't explain. That's God's final call moving, rearranging your life for what's next. It's not random, it's divine. The people leaving, the doors closing, the new paths opening, they're all part of His plan. Trust the shift. It's not chaos, it's alignment, preparing you for a season of overflow. God's call isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. You don't have to get it right every time, just keep showing up. Peter denied Jesus 3 times, yet God's call turned him into the rock of the church. Your missteps don't disqualify you, they prepare you. Answer this call, and let God use every part of your story for His glory. This is a season of divine clarity. The fog of confusion, the haze of doubt they're lifting. God's final call is like a light cutting through the mist, showing you the path ahead. You'll see what matters, what to let go of, and where to go next. Trust that clarity. It's His gift to guide you into the life He's promised. You're not just hearing this call, you're being transformed by it. Every word, every moment you spend in this truth is reshaping you. It's strengthening your faith, sharpening your vision, igniting your courage. God's final call isn't just a message, it's a catalyst, turning you into the person who can walk in His purpose without flinching. Think of Ruth, leaving everything familiar to follow God's call. She didn't know the outcome, but she trusted. That trust led her to Boaz, to a legacy that changed history. Your trust in this call will lead you to places you can't imagine, places of favor, impact, and joy. Take the step, chosen one. Your Boaz is waiting. This call is your armor, protecting you from the world's attacks, criticism, rejection, failure. They can't touch a soul wrapped in God's purpose. When you answer His call, you're covered by His strength, His peace, His favor. No arrow can pierce what He's guarding. Walk boldly, knowing you're untouchable in His hands. Some of you are feeling a stirring, like something big is about to break open. That's God's final call, activating your purpose. It's not just a feeling, it's a foretaste of what's coming. Breakthroughs, miracles, opportunities, they're aligning as you listen. Lean into that stirring. It's the Holy Spirit preparing you for what's next. God's call is a promise of partnership. You're not doing this alone. He's not just pointing the way, he's walking with you. Every step, when you stumble, he lifts. When you doubt, he reminds. When you're weary, he carries. Answer this call, and you'll feel his presence closer than ever, guiding you to victory. The world will try to pull you back, to keep you small. But God's final call is your freedom. It's your permission to break free from expectations, from fear, from the past. You're not bound by what was. You're released into what will be. Step into that freedom. It's yours, chosen one, and it's waiting now. This call is about impact. Your life isn't just about you, it's about the lives you'll touch, the hearts you'll heal, the hope you'll bring. When you answer God's call, you become a vessel for his love, pouring out blessings wherever you go. Your story will inspire, your faith will ignite, your light will lead. Picture a riverbed, dry and cracked, suddenly filled with rushing water. That's what happens when you answer God's final call. What felt barren in your life, your finances, your relationships, your dreams will overflow with his provision. He's not just filling you, he's flooding you with abundance. Some of you have been waiting for permission, for a sign that it's okay to dream big. This is it. God's final call is your green light to chase the vision he's placed in you. Don't hold back. Don't play small. His call is proof that your dreams are his dreams, and he's ready to make them real. This call is a reminder of your worth. The world might have told you you're not enough, but God says you're everything. He chose you, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are in him. Answer his call, and let that truth sink deep. You are valued, loved, and chosen for greatness. God's final call is a turning of the page. Your past chapters, pain, loss, struggle, are closing. A new chapter is beginning, one filled with hope, purpose, and victory. You're not stuck in the old story. His call is the pen in your hand, ready to write a future that shines with his glory. You've been through seasons of silence where God's voice felt far away, but his final call is breaking that silence. He's speaking now, loud and clear, calling you to rise, to move, to trust. Listen closely. His words are your guide, your strength, your promise of what's to come. This call is about authority. When you answer, you step into the power God's given you. You're not just a follower, you're a leader, anointed to shift atmospheres, to break chains, to bring light. His final call awakens that authority, empowering you to walk in confidence and change the world. Some of you are feeling a weight lift as you hear this. That's God's call at work, freeing you from burdens you've carried too long. Let them go. His call is your release, your permission to live lightly, to walk freely, to embrace the life he's prepared. You're not bound anymore, you're soaring. God's final call is a promise of transformation, but it starts small. A single step, a single yes, a single moment of faith. That's all it takes to set his plan in motion. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take the step now. Your obedience is the spark that ignites his miracles. Picture a seed breaking through the soil, reaching for light. That's you, chosen one, answering this call. The world might see just a sprout, but God sees the tree. You'll become strong, fruitful, unshakable. Keep reaching. His call is the sunlight pulling you toward greatness. This call is your anchor in the storm. Life will bring waves, doubt, fear, opposition, but God's final call holds you steady. It's his promise that you're not alone, that his plan is bigger than any challenge. Trust that anchor. It will keep you grounded no matter what comes. Some of you are sensing a pull to act, to do something bold. That's God's call urging you forward. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for clarity. His call is the clarity. Take the leap, make the move, trust the nudge. He's already gone ahead of you, preparing the way. God's final call is a promise of joy, not fleeting happiness, but deep, unshakable joy that comes from knowing you're His. When you answer this call, you'll find that joy bubbling up, even in hard times. It's His gift to you, a reminder that you're walking in His purpose. You've been shaped by every moment that brought you here, every tear, every victory, every prayer. They've all been building you for this call. God's not starting from scratch. He's been working in you all along. Answer now and watch how He weaves it all into a story of triumph. This call is about legacy, but it's also about now. The choices you make today will ripple through time, touching lives you'll never meet. God's final call is your chance to live a life that matters, to leave a mark that points to Him. Say yes, and start that legacy today. Some of you are feeling a fire in your bones, a burning to move forward. That's God's call, igniting your spirit, pushing you to act. Don't quench it. Let it burn. Let it drive you to pray, to dream, to step out in faith. This is your moment to shine. God's final call is a promise of protection. The world might rage, the enemy might scheme, but nothing can touch what God has claimed. When you answer this call, you're under His covering, safe in His hands. Walk boldly, knowing He's got you every step of the way. This call is about redefining success. The world measures it in money, status, things, but God measures it in faith, impact, love. His final call invites you to chase His definition, to live a life that's rich in purpose, not just possessions. That's the success that lasts. You've been waiting for a moment like this, haven't you? A moment where everything clicks, where you know you're on the right path. God's final call is that moment. It's His voice saying, "This is the way. Walk in it. Trust it. Step into it. Your destiny is unfolding." This call is a summons to courage, but it's also a gift of peace. When you answer, you'll find a calm that doesn't make sense, a peace that holds you together when the world falls apart. It's God's promise that His call comes with His presence, and His presence brings rest. Some of you are seeing doors open as you listen, opportunities, connections, ideas. That's God's final call at work, aligning your life with His plan. Don't hesitate. Walk through those doors. They're not random, they're divine, placed there by the one who knows your future. God's call is a promise of abundance, but it's also a call to give. When you answer, you'll find that the more you pour out, the more He pours in. Your generosity, your time, your love, your resources will trigger a cycle of blessings that never ends. You're not just answering a call, you're joining a story of redemption, of triumph, of God's love made real through you. His final call is your invitation to play a starring role, to live a life that echoes His glory. Say yes and step into the spotlight. This call is about breaking chains, not just your own, but the chains of those around you. When you answer God's call, your freedom becomes contagious, inspiring others to break free. You're not just chosen for you, you're chosen to set others free. Picture a sunrise, pushing back the dark with unstoppable light. That's what happens when you answer God's final call. Your life becomes that sunrise, chasing away shadows, bringing hope to places that forgot it. Shine, chosen one, the world needs your light. Some of you are feeling a weight shift, a burden lifting. That's God's call doing its work, freeing you from what's held you back. Embrace it. Let it go. His call is your release, your permission to live fully, freely, fearlessly. You're ready for what's next. God's final call is a promise of partnership, but it's also a challenge. It's daring you to trust Him more than your fears, to believe Him more than your doubts. Take that dare, step into His call, and watch how He turns your faith into miracles. You've been shaped for this moment, chosen one. Every step, every struggle, every prayer has led you here. God's final call is your signal that the waiting is over, the preparation complete. It's time to rise, to walk, to claim the life He's promised. God's final call is a trumpet blast, chosen one, echoing through your soul with a force that shakes the foundations of your life. It's not just a message, it's a divine mandate, a command to step into the fullness of who you were created to be. You're not meant to linger in the shadows of doubt or hesitation. This call is your signal to rise, to claim the authority God has placed within you, and to walk boldly into a future that radiates His glory. You've carried questions, haven't you? Wondering why certain doors haven't opened, why some dreams feel delayed. God's final call is the answer. It's His voice saying, "The time is now, the season has shifted," and the delays were never denials, they were divine preparation. Every moment of waiting has been forging you, strengthening you for the weight of the blessings about to pour out. Think of Daniel in the lion's den, surrounded by danger, yet untouched. His faith in God's call didn't just save him, it declared His power to the world. You're in your own den right now, facing challenges that seem overwhelming. But this call is your assurance that no lion, no obstacle can harm what God has protected. Stand firm and watch Him silence the roars around you. This call is a divine reset, a chance to start fresh. The mistakes of yesterday, the regrets that haunt you, they're losing their grip. God's final call is wiping the slate clean, inviting you to step into a new chapter where His grace writes the story. You're not bound by what was. You're free to embrace what is and what will be. Some of you are feeling a spark of hope, a flicker of something new. That's God's call kindling a fire within you, burning away fear and igniting faith. Don't smother it, fan it. Let it grow into a blaze that lights up your path. This hope isn't fragile, it's a divine promise, rooted in His unshakable word. God's final call is a summons to see differently. The world wants you to focus on lack, on problems, on what's missing. But His call shifts your vision to abundance, to solutions, to what's possible. When you answer, you'll start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles, miracles where others see dead ends. His call is your lens of faith. Picture a warrior, armor gleaming, standing ready for battle. That's you when you answer God's call. You're not fighting alone. His strength is your shield, His wisdom your sword. The battles ahead aren't meant to break you. They're meant to reveal the warrior He's shaped you to be. Step into the fight, knowing victory is already yours. This call is about timing, but it's also about trust. You might not see the full path ahead, but God does. His final call is an invitation to walk by faith, not by sight. Like Abraham leaving his home for an unknown land, your yes to this call is a step into a future you can't yet see, but can fully trust. You've been through seasons of pruning, moments when God stripped away what didn't belong. That wasn't punishment, it was preparation. His final call is the signal that the pruning is done, and now it's time to bear fruit. Your life is about to bloom with purpose, impact, and abundance that reflects His glory. Some of you are sensing a pull to speak, to act, to create. That's God's call, stirring your gifts, urging you to use what He's given you. Don't hold back. Your voice, your talents, your vision, they're not random. They're divine tools, meant to shape the world in ways only you can. Answer this call and let them shine. God's final call is a promise of alignment. The pieces of your life that felt scattered, your dreams, your relationships, your purpose, are coming together. His call is the thread that weaves them into a masterpiece. Trust the process. What looks messy now is becoming a work of art in His hands. You're not just chosen, you're commissioned. God's final call is your assignment, a divine mission to carry His light into places of darkness. You're not here to sit on the sidelines. You're here to lead, to heal, to build. Embrace this commission and watch how He equips you for every task. Think of Nehemiah rebuilding Jerusalem's walls despite opposition. Every brick he laid was an act of faith, a response to God's call. You're building something too, a legacy, a dream, a life that honors Him. Every step you take in faith is a brick in His plan. Keep building, chosen one. This call is your permission to dream without limits. The world might tell you to be realistic, but God's call says to be radical. Dream the impossible. Pray the audacious. His final call is proof that He's bigger than your biggest vision, and He's ready to make it real through you. Some of you are feeling a weight of responsibility, like this call is too big. But hear this. God doesn't call you to carry what He hasn't already equipped you for. His final call comes with His strength, His wisdom, His provision. You're not too small for this. He's too big to fail. God's call is a light in the fog, guiding you through uncertainty. You might not know every step, but you know the one who does. His final call is your compass, pointing you toward a destiny that's secure in His hands. Follow it, and you'll never lose your way. You've been shaped by moments of solitude, times when you felt alone but never were. God's final call is a reminder that He's been with you all along, whispering strength, guiding your steps. Answer this call, and you'll feel His presence closer than ever, a constant companion in every season. This call is about impact, but it's also about intimacy. When you answer, you're not just stepping into purpose, you're stepping closer to God. His final call is an invitation to know Him deeper, to walk with Him closer, to experience His love in ways that transform you from the inside out. Picture a river carving through stone, unstoppable and strong. That's God's call in your life, cutting through every obstacle, reshaping everything in its path. When you align with this call, nothing can stand in your way. Not fear, not doubt, not the world's resistance. You're unstoppable. Some of you are hearing this and feeling a surge of courage. That's God's call, awakening the warrior in you. You're not here to shrink back, you're here to charge forward. His call is your battle cry, your signal to rise and take ground for His kingdom. Don't hold back. God's final call is a promise of restoration, but it's also a challenge to rebuild. The dreams you thought were lost, the hopes that faded, He's calling you to pick them up again, not to mourn what was, but to build what will be. His call is your blueprint for a future that shines. You've been through storms that tested your faith, but they didn't destroy it. God's final call is proof that your faith is stronger than the tempests you faced. It's not just surviving, it's thriving, standing tall as a testament to His power working through you. This call is your invitation to lead, not follow. The world wants you to conform, but God's call sets you apart. You're not here to chase trends or fit molds, you're here to set the pace, to show the world what it looks like to live for Him. Answer and lead with boldness. Some of you are feeling a shift in your spirit, like chains are breaking. That's God's call at work, setting you free from fear, from shame, from smallness. His final call is your liberation, your permission to step into a life that's bigger than you ever imagined. God's call is a promise of overflow, but it's also a call to steward well. The blessings coming your way, wealth, influence, opportunities are tools for His kingdom. Answer this call, and He'll teach you how to use them, to multiply them, to make them eternal. You've been marked by moments of sacrifice, giving up what you wanted for what God needed. His final call is your reward, a season where He gives back what you laid down, multiplied beyond measure. Trust Him. What you surrendered is coming back in ways you can't fathom. This call is about vision, seeing beyond the now to the eternal. God's final call lifts your eyes from today's struggles to tomorrow's promises. It's His invitation to live for what lasts, to build for what endures, to dream for what changes eternity. Picture a tree, roots deep, branches wide, standing strong through every season. That's you when you answer God's call. Your roots are in His truth, your branches reaching for His glory. No storm can uproot you, no drought can stop your growth. You're built to thrive. Some of you are sensing a divine urgency, a push to act now. That's God's call pressing in, telling you, this is the moment. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't delay for clarity. His final call is your clarity, your signal to move with faith and watch Him work. God's final call is a promise of transformation, but it's also a call to transform your life, your choices, your faith. They're meant to change the world around you. Answer this call, and you'll become a catalyst, sparking revival, hope, and healing wherever you go. You've been through seasons of doubt, wondering if God really sees you. His final call is your answer. He sees you, knows you, loves you. You're not invisible to Him, you're indispensable. Answer this call and step into the spotlight of His purpose. This call is about courage, but it's also about rest. When you answer, you find a peace that anchors you, a rest that renews you. God's final call isn't about striving harder, it's about trusting deeper, letting His strength carry you to places you could never reach alone. Some of you are feeling a fire rekindle, a passion you thought was gone. That's God's call reigniting your purpose, reminding you that your story isn't over. Fan that flame, let it burn bright. His call is your fuel, pushing you toward a destiny that shines. God's final call is a promise of victory, but it's also a call to fight, not with fear or force, but with faith. The battles you face now are just opportunities for God to show His power through you. Answer this call and watch Him turn your fights into triumphs. You've been shaped by moments of waiting, times when you wondered if God forgot you. His final call is proof He never did. Every moment of delay was Him setting the stage for your breakthrough. Answer now and step into the spotlight He's prepared. This call is about legacy, but it's also about love. When you answer, you're not just building for the future, you're loving those around you now. Your yes to God's call becomes a gift to your family, your community, your world, showing them His heart through you. Picture a bridge stretching across a chasm, connecting where you are to where God wants you to be. His final call is that bridge, built by His hands, ready for you to cross. Don't stand still. Take the first step. The other side is closer than you think. Some of you are hearing this and feeling a weight lift, a clarity settle in. That's God's call, clearing the fog, showing you the path. Don't question it, trust it. His final call is your map, your guide, your promise that you're exactly where you need to be. God's call is a summons to rise above, to live beyond the ordinary. You're not here to blend into the crowd, you're here to stand tall, to shine bright, to show the world what it looks like when God chooses someone. Answer, and let your life be that testimony. God's final call is a thunderclap in your soul. Chosen one, a divine summons that shakes the ground beneath you. It's not just a whisper, it's a roar, urging you to step into a purpose so bold it could only be crafted by the hands of the Creator. You're not meant to linger in the ordinary, to settle for a life of routine. This call is your mandate to rise, to claim the extraordinary destiny God has written for you, and to walk in a power that changes everything. You've felt the weight of moments when you questioned your worth, haven't you? Times when the mirror showed someone you didn't recognize. God's final call is His voice declaring your true identity. You're not the sum of your doubts or failures. You're His masterpiece, chosen to reflect His glory. When you answer this call, you step out of self-doubt and into the truth of who He created you to be. Think of Gideon hiding in a winepress, called a mighty warrior by God when he felt like the least. His fear didn't disqualify him, it was the starting point for his transformation. Your insecurities, your hesitations, they're not roadblocks. They're the raw material God uses to shape you. His final call is your invitation to step out of hiding and into the warrior He sees in you. This call is a divine exchange, trading your burdens for His promises. The worries you've carried, the fears that kept you awake, they don't belong to you anymore. God's final call is His offer to take them, replacing them with peace that anchors, hope that lifts, and strength that endures. Let go and let Him fill your hands with His blessings. Some of you are sensing a shift, like the air around you is charged with possibility. That's God's call, sparking something new, igniting a vision you've buried or forgotten. Don't ignore it, nurture it. That spark is His promise, a glimpse of the future He's calling you into. Answer, and watch it grow into a flame that lights your path. God's final call is a summons to build, not just for yourself but for others. Your life is a foundation, a cornerstone for those who will come after you. When you answer this call, you're not just living, you're creating a legacy that will stand for generations, pointing others to His love. Your yes today builds a future that echoes His glory. Picture a tapestry woven with threads of every moment you've lived: joy, pain, triumph, loss. God's final call is the master weaver's touch, turning those threads into a work of art. You might see only fragments now, but He sees the whole picture. Trust His hands. Your life is becoming a masterpiece that testifies to His faithfulness. This call is about awakening, not just in your spirit, but in your actions. God's not calling you to dream alone. He's calling you to move, to create, to act on the vision He's given you. Your gifts, your talents, your ideas, they're not meant to stay dormant. Answer this call and watch how He turns your steps into miracles. You've been through seasons of isolation, moments when you felt cut off from the world. That wasn't rejection, it was refinement. God's final call is the signal that your season of solitude is ending, giving way to connection, community, and purpose. Step out, chosen one. The people you're meant to impact are waiting. Some of you are feeling a stirring, like a current pulling you forward. That's God's call moving you, urging you to leave the shore of safety and dive into the deep waters of His plan. Don't resist. Swim with it. His call is your current, carrying you to places of purpose and power you've never seen. God's final call is a promise of provision, but it's also a challenge to trust. The world teaches you to rely on what you can see, but His call asks you to lean on what you can't. Like the widow who gave her last oil and flour to Elijah, your trust in this call will unlock abundance you never imagined possible. You're not just chosen, you're appointed. God's final call is your commission to carry His light into places only you can reach. Your story, your voice, your faith, they're tools in His hands, meant to heal, to inspire, to transform. Answer this call and become the vessel He's shaped you to be. Think of Mary, a young woman chosen to carry the Savior. She didn't understand the full plan, but she said yes. Her obedience changed history. Your yes to God's final call can do the same, not because you're perfect, but because you're willing. Say yes, and watch how He uses you to shift the world. This call is a clarion, cutting through the noise of doubt and fear. You might hear voices telling you to play small, to stay safe, but God's voice is louder. His final call is your permission to dream bigger, to live bolder, to walk in a confidence that comes from knowing He's with you. Some of you are sensing a release, like chains you didn't know you were wearing are falling away. That's God's call, breaking what's held you back, old mindsets, past hurts, limiting beliefs. His final call is your freedom, your chance to step into a life unburdened by what was. God's call is a promise of alignment, but it's also a call to action. He's not just aligning your circumstances, He's aligning your heart, your mind, your steps. When you answer, you'll find yourself moving in sync with His rhythm, every choice, every action, leading you closer to His purpose. You've been through moments when you felt overlooked, unseen by the world, but God's final call is His spotlight, shining on you, declaring that you're seen, known, chosen. You're not invisible to Him, your life is His stage, and He's calling you to take center stage. This call is about courage, but it's also about surrender. Not surrender that weakens, but surrender that strengthens, letting go of control to embrace His plan. When you answer God's call, you're not giving up, you're gaining a life guided by His wisdom, His power, His love. Picture a phoenix, rising from ashes, wings ablaze with new life. That's you when you answer God's final call. The fires of your past didn't destroy you, they refined you. Now, you're rising, stronger, brighter, ready to soar into the destiny He's prepared for you. Some of you are feeling a warmth in your spirit, a glow that's growing stronger. That's God's call, igniting your purpose, filling you with His light. Don't dim it. Let it shine. His final call is your signal to radiate His glory, to be a beacon in a world that needs hope. God's call is a promise of transformation, but it's also a call to transform others. Your life, when aligned with His purpose, becomes a catalyst, sparking change in those around you. Answer this call, and watch how your faith inspires, your love heals, and your courage leads. You've been shaped by moments of perseverance, times when giving up seemed easier than going on. God's final call is your reward for staying the course. It's His voice saying, "Well done," and inviting you into a season where your faithfulness bears fruit beyond your wildest dreams. This call is about vision, but it's also about focus. The world will try to pull your eyes to distractions, to fears, to doubts, but God's final call sharpens your gaze, locking it on His promises. Keep your eyes on Him and watch how He clears the path before you. Some of you are sensing a pull to step out, to take a risk you've been avoiding. That's God's call, nudging you, daring you to trust Him. Don't shrink back. His final call is your green light to move, to act, to believe that He's already prepared the way. God's call is a promise of strength, but it's also a call to rest in Him. You don't have to strive or fight alone. His power is your backbone. When you answer this call, you'll find a strength that doesn't tire, a peace that doesn't waver, a purpose that doesn't fade. You've been through seasons of silence, where God's voice felt distant. His final call is breaking that silence, speaking directly to your heart. Listen closely. His words are your guide, your strength, your assurance that you're never alone, no matter what you face. This call is about legacy, but it's also about now. Every choice you make in this moment shapes what's to come. God's final call is your chance to live with intention, to make today count, to build a life that reflects His heart. Answer, and make this moment eternal. Picture a seed, small and hidden, yet carrying the potential for a mighty tree. That's you, chosen one, in God's hands. His final call is the soil, the water, the light that brings your potential to life. Don't stay small. Grow into the greatness He's planted in you. Some of you are feeling a fire stir, a passion you can't ignore. That's God's call, awakening your purpose, pushing you to move. Don't hold it in, let it out. His final call is your permission to live boldly, to love fiercely, to shine unapologetically. God's call is a promise of victory, but it's also a call to fight with faith. The battles you face aren't yours alone. He's fighting for you. Answer this call, and watch how He turns every challenge into a stepping stone, every struggle into a story of triumph. You've been shaped by moments of waiting, times when you wondered if God's promises were real. His final call is your confirmation they are. Every promise He's made is coming to pass, and your yes to this call is the key that unlocks them. Step forward and claim them. This call is about freedom, but it's also about responsibility. God's final call gives you wings to soar, but it also asks you to carry His light. Answer, and you'll find that freedom and purpose go hand in hand, leading you to a life that impacts the world for Him. Some of you are sensing a shift in your perspective, a clarity you didn't have before. That's God's call reframing your life, showing you His plan in a new light. Embrace it. His final call is your lens, revealing the beauty and purpose in every moment. God's call is a summons to rise, but it's also an invitation to rest. Not rest that's lazy, but rest that's rooted in trust. When you answer this call, you'll find a peace that holds you steady, a strength that carries you forward, a joy that fills every step. You've been through moments of doubt, wondering if you're enough. God's final call is His voice shouting that you are more than enough. You're chosen, equipped, anointed for this moment. Answer and step into the confidence that comes from knowing He's with you. This call is about transformation, but it's also about revelation. When you answer, God reveals not just His plan, but your true self. You're not who the world says you are, you're who He says you are. His final call unveils the you He's always seen. Picture a river, steady and deep, flowing toward its destination. That's God's call in your life, guiding you with purpose and power. Answer, and you'll flow with Him, moving past obstacles, carving a path that leads to a future filled with His promises. Some of you are feeling a surge of strength, a boldness you didn't know you had. That's God's call, awakening the warrior within you. You're not here to shrink, you're here to stand, to fight, to win. His final call is your battle cry, urging you to rise and conquer. God's call is a promise of abundance, but it's also a call to give. The blessings He pours out are meant to flow through you, touching lives, healing hearts, building His kingdom. Answer this call and watch how your generosity sparks a cycle of miracles. You've been shaped by moments of sacrifice, giving up what you loved for what God needed. His final call is your restoration, a season where He gives back what you lost, multiplied. Trust Him. What you gave up is returning in ways that will leave you in awe. This call is about vision, but it's also about faith. God's final call asks you to see what's not yet visible, to believe what's not yet here. Like Noah building the ark before the rain, your faith in this call will build something eternal, something unshakable. Some of you are sensing a divine pull, a nudge to step into something new. That's God's call moving you, urging you to trust His timing. Don't hesitate. His final call is your signal to move, to act, to believe that He's already prepared the way. God's call is a promise of protection, but it's also a call to courage. The world might shake, but you're on solid ground. Answer this call, and you'll walk with a boldness that defies fear, a strength that overcomes doubt, a faith that moves mountains. You've been through seasons of struggle, times when you felt stretched to your limit. God's final call is your release, your chance to step into a life of ease, not laziness, but divine flow. Answer, and watch how He makes your path smooth, your burdens light. This call is about legacy, but it's also about love. When you answer, you're not just building for tomorrow, you're loving today. Your yes to God's call becomes a gift to those around you, a light that shows them His heart. Answer, and let that love shine. Picture a flame burning steady in the darkness, untouched by the wind. That's you when you answer God's final call. Your light doesn't flicker, it shines, guiding others, chasing shadows. Embrace this call and become the beacon He created you to be. Some of you are feeling a clarity, a certainty you can't explain. That's God's call anchoring you, showing you the way. Trust it. His final call is your compass, your guide, your promise that you're exactly where you're meant to be, doing exactly what you're meant to do. God's call is a summons to rise, but it's also an invitation to trust. You don't need all the answers, just the one who does. Answer this call, and you'll find that His plan is unfolding, His promises are true, and His love is leading you every step of the way. God's final call is a beacon in your spirit, chosen one, a divine signal piercing through the haze of the ordinary. It's not just a sound, it's a summons, pulling you toward a destiny that only the Creator could design. You're not meant to drift through life, carried by the currents of chance. This call is your anchor, your guide, calling you to step into a purpose that will redefine everything you thought possible. You've had moments when you felt stuck, like life was moving in circles. God's final call is His hand breaking that cycle, setting you on a straight path toward His promises. It's not about escaping your past, it's about embracing a future where every step aligns with His plan. You're not trapped anymore, you're being led to freedom. Think of Jonah, running from God's call, swallowed by a storm and a fish. His rebellion didn't cancel the call, it refined it. Your detours, your hesitations, they haven't disqualified you. God's final call is His promise that He's still guiding you, even through the storms, to the purpose He's set for you. This call is a divine invitation to see yourself as God does. The world might see your flaws, your struggles, but He sees your potential, your strength, your heart. When you answer this call, you step into His vision of you, a chosen one, radiant with His glory, unstoppable in His purpose. Some of you are feeling a warmth, a stirring deep within. That's God's call, kindling a fire, awakening a passion you thought was lost. Don't let it fade. Feed it with faith, with prayer, with action. This fire is His gift, a spark meant to light up your life and the lives around you. God's final call is a promise of breakthrough, but it's also a challenge to believe. The world will tell you to doubt, to settle, to wait. But His call says now is the time, this is the moment. Like Joshua at Jericho, your faith in this call will bring down walls you thought were permanent. Picture a riverbank, steady and strong, holding the flow of living water. That's you when you answer God's call, rooted, unshaken, yet guiding the flow of His blessings. You're not just receiving His provision, you're channeling it to others, becoming a conduit of His love and grace. This call is about alignment, but it's also about action. God's not just calling you to dream, He's calling you to do. Your gifts, your ideas, your voice, they're meant to move, to create, to impact. Answer this call and watch how He turns your actions into miracles that echo His power. You've been through seasons of waiting, times when you wondered if God was working. His final call is your assurance. He's been moving all along, setting the stage for this moment. Every delay was a setup, every pause a preparation. Step into this call and see His plan unfold. Some of you are sensing a nudge, a quiet push to step forward. That's God's call urging you to trust Him, to take the leap you've been hesitating on. Don't overthink it. His final call is your signal to move, to act, to believe that He's already cleared the path. God's call is a promise of restoration, but it's also a call to rebuild. The dreams you thought were shattered, the hopes that felt lost, He's handing you the tools to build them again, stronger, better, eternal. Answer this call and start laying the bricks of your new beginning. You're not just chosen, you're commissioned. God's final call is your assignment to carry His light into places of darkness, to speak His truth where lies prevail, to bring His hope where despair lingers. Your life is a mission, and this call is your marching orders. Think of Deborah, a prophetess who led with wisdom and courage. She didn't wait for permission. She answered God's call and guided a nation to victory. Your call is no less powerful. Answer it and lead with the same boldness, knowing He's equipped you for every battle. This call is a summons to rise above the noise of the world. Distractions, doubts, fears, they're loud, but God's voice is louder. His final call cuts through, clear and strong, guiding you to a life of purpose, peace, and power. Listen and let it lead you. Some of you are feeling a shift, like the ground beneath you is moving. That's God's call, realigning your life, setting you on a new course. Don't resist it, embrace it. His final call is your compass, pointing you toward a future that shines with His promises. God's call is a promise of strength, but it's also a call to surrender. Not surrender that weakens, but surrender that frees, letting go of your plans to embrace His. When you answer, you'll find a strength that doesn't tire, a purpose that doesn't waver. You've been shaped by moments of struggle, times when you fought to keep going. God's final call is your reward, a season where your perseverance bears fruit. Every step you took in faith, every prayer you whispered, He heard, and He's ready to answer. This call is about vision, but it's also about trust. God's final call asks you to see what He sees, to believe what He promises, even when it's not yet here. Like Abraham staring at the stars, your faith in this call will birth promises that change generations. Picture a lighthouse, standing tall in the storm, its light cutting through the dark. That's you when you answer God's call, steady, radiant, guiding others to safety. Your life isn't just yours. It's a beacon, shining His truth into a world that needs it. Some of you are sensing a clarity, a focus you haven't felt before. That's God's call, sharpening your vision, showing you what matters. Trust it. His final call is your lens, revealing the path ahead, guiding you to a life that reflects His glory. God's call is a promise of abundance, but it's also a call to give. The blessings He pours into your life are meant to flow through you, touching others, building his kingdom, answer this call and watch how your generosity sparks a cycle of miracles. You've been through moments of doubt, wondering if you're enough. God's final call is his voice shouting that you are chosen, loved, equipped. You're not defined by your flaws, you're defined by his call. Answer and step into the confidence he's given you. This call is about transformation, but it's also about revelation. When you answer, God reveals his heart, his plan, his love for you. You're not just changing, you're discovering the you he always knew, the one he created to shine with his light. Picture a seed breaking through concrete, defying the odds to reach the Sunday. That's you, chosen one, when you answer God's call. The obstacles in your life, fear, failure, resistance can't stop you. His call is your strength, pushing you toward the light. Some of you are feeling a fire ignite, a passion you can't contain. That's God's call stirring your spirit, urging you to act. Don't hold it back, let it burn. His final call is your fuel, driving you to live boldly, to love fiercely, to shine brightly. God's call is a promise of victory, but it's also a call to fight with faith. The battles you face are opportunities for him to show his power. Answer this call and watch how he turns every struggle into a story of triumph, every challenge into a testimony. You've been shaped by moments of waiting, times when you wondered if God's promises were true. His final call is your confirmation they are. Every promise is coming to pass, and your yes to this call is the key that unlocks them. Step forward and claim what's yours. This call is about freedom, but it's also about purpose. God's final call sets you free from the past, from fear, from smallness, and calls you to a life that matters. Answer, and you'll find a purpose that fills your days with meaning and your heart with joy. Some of you are sensing a pull, a nudge to step into something new. That's God's call moving you, daring you to trust his plan. Don't hesitate. His final call is your signal to move, to believe, to act, knowing he's already gone before you. God's call is a promise of protection, but it's also a call to courage. The world might shake, but you're on solid ground. Answer this call, and you'll walk with a boldness that defies fear, a strength that overcomes doubt, a faith that moves mountains. You've been through seasons of struggle, times when you felt stretched thin. God's final call is your release, your chance to step into a life of divine ease. Not laziness, but flow where his power carries you. His peace sustains you. His plan guides you. This call is about legacy, but it's also about love. When you answer, you're not just building for the future, you're loving those around you now. Your yes becomes a gift, a light that shows God's heart to a world that needs it. Answer, and let that love shine. Picture a flame burning bright in the darkness, untouched by the storm. That's you when you answer God's call, radiant, steady, guiding. Your light doesn't just shine for you, it lights the way for others. Embrace this call and become the beacon he created. Some of you are feeling a weight lift, a freedom you can't explain. That's God's call breaking chains, setting you free from what's held you back. Trust it. His final call is your liberation, your permission to live fully, freely, fearlessly. God's call is a summons to rise, but it's also an invitation to rest in him. You don't have to strive or fight alone. His strength is yours. Answer this call, and you'll find a peace that holds you, a power that lifts you, a purpose that drives you. You've been shaped by moments of perseverance, times when you kept going despite the odds. God's final call is your reward, a season where your faithfulness bears fruit. Every step, every prayer, every tear. He's turning them into blessings beyond measure. This call is about vision, but it's also about faith. God's final call asks you to see what's not yet here, to believe what's not yet seen, like Moses at the Red Sea. Your faith in this call will part the waters, making a way where there seems to be none. Some of you are sensing a clarity, a focus settling in. That's God's call sharpening your sight, showing you the path. Trust it. His final call is your guide, revealing the next steps, leading you to a life that reflects His glory. God's call is a promise of abundance, but it's also a call to steward well. The blessings He gives are tools for His kingdom, meant to be used, shared, multiplied. Answer this call and watch how He teaches you to manage His gifts with wisdom and grace. You've been through moments of sacrifice, giving up what you wanted for what God needed. His final call is your restoration, a season where He returns what you lost, multiplied. Trust Him. What you gave up is coming back in ways that will leave you in awe. This call is about transformation, but it's also about revelation. When you answer, God reveals not just His plan, but your true self. You're not who the world says you're, who He says. His final call unveils the you He created to shine with His light. Picture a river, flowing strong, carving its path through stone. That's God's call in your life, unstoppable, reshaping everything in its way. Answer, and you'll flow with Him, moving past obstacles, creating a path that leads to His promises. Some of you are feeling a fire, a passion burning brighter. That's God's call, igniting your purpose, urging you to move. Don't hold it back. Let it blaze. His final call is your fuel, pushing you to live boldly, to shine unapologetically. God's call is a promise of victory, but it's also a call to fight with faith. The battles you face are setups for His power to shine. Answer this call and watch how He turns every struggle into a triumph, every challenge into a testimony of His greatness. You've been shaped by moments of waiting, times when you wondered if God's promises would come. His final call is your confirmation they will. Every promise is on its way, and your yes to this call is the key that unlocks them. Step forward and claim them now. God's final call is a pulse in your spirit, chosen one, a divine rhythm that beats with the urgency of heaven. It's not just a sound, it's a summons, pulling you into a destiny crafted by the Creator's hands. You're not meant to wander aimlessly, caught in the tides of routine. This call is your signal to rise, to claim a purpose that sets your soul ablaze and reshapes the world around you. You've had moments when you felt invisible, like your efforts went unnoticed. God's final call is His spotlight, shining on you, declaring that you are seen, known, valued. You're not overlooked by Him, your life is His canvas, and He's painting a masterpiece. Answer this call and step into the light where your worth shines bright. Think of Hannah, praying in silence, her heart breaking for a child. Her pain didn't disqualify her, it drew God's ear. Her answered prayer birthed Samuel, a prophet who changed a nation. Your cries, your unseen battles, they're not in vain. God's final call is His promise that your prayers are shaping a legacy beyond what you can see. This call is a divine realignment, shifting your life to match His plan. The chaos you've faced, the detours you've taken, they're being reordered. God's final call is His hand guiding you back to the path He carved for you, where every step feels like home, every moment filled with purpose. Some of you are feeling a spark, a flicker of something alive in your chest. That's God's call igniting your hope, stirring a vision you thought was gone. Don't let it dim. Nurture it with faith, with prayer, with trust. This spark is his promise. A glimpse of the future he's calling you to claim. God's final call is a promise of freedom,